with Arun IAS. Today we will be discussing MCQs based on current affairs of 18th of October 2022, and I have taken some questions, static questions from geography as well. So we will see those questions too. Now the question 1 says, consider these statements regarding Interpol. We know that Interpol was in news recently because of its 90th General Assembly that was being held in New Delhi, and also that Interpol is going to be 100 years old next year. So let's see what Interpol is. Basically, it is an international organization combating terrorism, cases of money laundering, and intergovernmental operation. Now, all these statements are correct statements because Interpol does deals with terrorism. However, Interpol does not deals with the state-sponsored terrorism. All right, it does deals with the cases of money laundering as part of its tackling organized crimes, and it also deals with the intergovernmental cooperation as a part of its General Assembly agenda. Alright, it is headquartered in Lyon, France. This is the correct statement. CBI is the nodal agency for Interpol in India. This is also a correct statement. So let's see what has been asked from us. Which of the statements are correct statement? All the 3 statements are correct statement. Therefore, D will be our answer. Let's move on to the second question. Consider the following statements regarding CICA in news. Now, what is this CICA? It is the conference of intergovernmental organization, Conference of Information and Confidence Building Measure in Asia, and it was recently being held in Astana, Kazakhstan. It is a global organization with over 100 members from various regions. This is incorrect because CICA at present has 24 members, 24 members, and India is a founding member of the CICA. This is correct. It was founded in the year 1992 at Almaty, and its first summit was held in the year 2003. All right. So according to this, then second and third statement are correct if I complete this as 2003. So let's see what has been asked. Only first statement is correct. 2 and 3 statements are. Only first statement is incorrect, and 2 and 3 statements are correct. So let's see. All right. Since option is not given, so 2 and 3 statements are correct statements, and 1 is incorrect. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Consider these statements regarding the Kamikaze drones. In today's current affairs also we discussed the Kamikaze drones, that they had derived their names from the Japanese Kamikaze pilots who were considered as the suicidal pilots as they used to crash their planes which were filled with explosives. So this is exactly what these Kamikaze drones do, and recently these drones have been used by Russia to attack on Kyiv, which is the capital city of Ukraine. And they are self-destructive drones without any human intervention. This is the correct statement. They are inspired by the Japanese Kamikaze pilots. This is also correct. And these cannot be detected by radars. This is also a correct statement. And so far, only USA has got the most advanced Kamikaze drones, which is, I think, Super Glitch, something like this. Super Glitch 300 and 600 like this. So you can please check this part. All right, but otherwise rest of the information is correct. So they have been inspired from the Japanese Kamikaze pilots, and we dealt with this topic in our current affairs of 18th of October 2022. So let's see what has been asked from us. Which of the statements are incorrect? Incorrect statement has been asked. All right. These cannot be detected by the radars. That's correct. And therefore none of the statements given are incorrect. All right, let's move on to the next question then. Question number 4. Which of the following statements are correct regarding INS Tarkash? that INS Tarkash recently participated in the 7th edition of the IPSAMAR, which is the maritime exercise conducted by the IPSA country. The first statement says that it is the state-of-the-art stealth frigate of Indian Navy, which is the correct statement. It is the 5th Talwar class frigate, which is correct, and it recently participated in the 8th edition of IPSAMAR, which is incorrect because it participated in the 7th edition of IPSAMAR. Alright, so let's see what has been asked from us. That which of the statements is incorrect? Since only third statement was incorrect, therefore D will be our answer. Let's move on to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding Grameen Udyami Project. The first statement says that it is a multi-skilling project which is funded by the Ministry of Social Justice. This is incorrect because the project has been funded by the National Skill Development Corporation. Alright, not Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It seeks to empower the tribal across India and create perennial source of income for them. This is correct. And the project is currently implemented in 6 states. This is also correct. And those 6 states are the Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. So let's see what has been asked. Which of the statements are correct? First statement was incorrect, therefore we will eliminate all those options in which option 1 was given. Therefore C will be our answer, that is 2 and 3 are the correct statement. Now the question number 6 says, consider the following statements regarding the Himalayan range. The inner Himalayan range are known as Himadri or Great Himalayas, which is correct. Kanchenjunga, the highest peak in India, is part of inner Himalayas range. Kanchenjunga, but it is part of the inner Himalayas, that's correct. But is it the highest peak in India? What about the K2? Godwin Austen. I think K2 is the highest peak in India, in inner Himalayas. Therefore, only one will be our correct answer. Question number says that consider the following statements regarding green hydrogen. Now let us see first what is this green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is formed after splitting the water using the electrolyte by using electricity which is generated from the renewable source of energy, and that is why it is known as the green energy. Alright. So hydrogen which naturally existing as a gas is usable quantities is called green hydrogen. This is incorrect. We do have the abundance of hydrogen, but it is not enough to be utilized as the green hydrogen. Alright, therefore we need to synthesize it. We need to generate it by the process which is known as the electrolytic process. Alright. India's first green hydrogen based microgrid project is in Tamil Nadu. This is incorrect. This is being planted in Simadri, Andhra Pradesh. Alright. So therefore correct statement has been asked. Only one is the correct statement. Let's move on to the next question. Regarding ITCZ, which are Intertropical Convergence Zone, consider the following statement. The first statement says that they are the high pressure zone located at the equator where trade winds converge. Wherever the trade winds are converging, it forms the high pressure zone. Therefore, ITCZs are the high pressure zone, and therefore this is the so we have been asked the correct statement. The second statement says that in winter ITCZ moved northwards so the reversal of winds from south and southwest to northeast takes place. Now this is incorrect statement because in winter the ITCZ does not move northwards. Sorry, there is a mistake here. So wherever the trade winds they converge, it forms not the high pressure zone but the low pressure zone. Alright. So first statement which says that high pressure zone is located at the equator, it is actually the low pressure zone which is located at the equator, because what happens at the equator, if we consider this diagram, this is equator 0 degree, and here equator receives the greatest insolation, and due to which the air rises. So wherever the air rises, it forms a low pressure zone. Therefore, ITCZs are the low pressure areas. Alright, so this first statement is incorrect. Now let's talk about the second statement. The second statement says that in winter the ITCZ moves northwards. Actually, it is during the summer that ITCZs they move northwards. They move northwards under the influence of the heating. Under the influence of the heating of the Tibetan Plateau and the Gangetic Plains. Therefore, during the month of approximately May to June, they move northwards. So, the reversal of winds is not from south and southwest to northeast, but rather the reversal of winds is from northeast to south and southwest takes place, and these are called as the northeast monsoon. So we know that during winter we receive northeast monsoon and during summer we receive southwest monsoon. All right, so second statement is also incorrect. Therefore, none of the statements are correct, and therefore D will be our correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 9 says, consider the following pairs. First question says, first statement is about the dendritic. Now let's talk about the way in which a river flows. All right. So first is dendritic. Now the name dendritic suggests that it will look something like a plant-like structure. That means it will have structure like this, just like the river Ganga and Brahmaputra flows. All right, so this is something like dendritic structure. All right, when we say is the centripetal structure. Now in physics you must have studied about the centripetal and the centrifugal forces. Now in centrifugal forces they act outwards. But if this is the sphere, the centrifugal forces will act like this, and if this is the centripetal, the centripetal force acts inwards. All right, so when we say centripetal way of flow, that means the water from all direction will fall into a river or a lake. For example, the Loktak Lake. All right. So river discharges their water from all direction in a lake or a depression. This is correct statement. The dendritic says the river originates from a hill and flows in. This is incorrect because this is what suggests the radial pattern. All right. So this is the hill, and from here the river flows in all direction. So this is what the radial pattern is, not the centripetal. When it comes to trellis, the primary tributaries of the river, they flow parallel to each other, and secondary tributaries join them at the right angles. So this is how the primary tributaries are flowing, and the second will join them at the right angle like this. So this is how the trellis are formed. All right. So third statement is also correct. Let's see what has been asked from us. Which of the pairs are correctly matched? 2 and 3 are correctly matched. So therefore B will be our answer. The last question of the day is, which of the following best describes the term gravity anomaly? It refers to region on surface earth where the value of gravity is 0. Now first let us understand what this gravity anomaly is. Now if you see, this is the earth. Now earth is not a perfect sphere. It is geoid in shape. That means it is similar to the egg-like shape. It is bulging at the equator, but it is compressed near the poles. All right, so because of which the distance of the center from towards the surface at the equator, it is more, due to which the gravity is less here, and gravity force is more near the poles. It is more near the poles. All right. It is actually the difference between the observed value of the gravity and the expected value of the gravity that is known as the gravity anomalies. All right, it's not that the difference. It's not that the gravity is 0 at this region on the surface of the earth, or it refers to the declining value of gravity on approaching the center of the earth. Rather, it is basically the difference between the observed value of the gravity and the expected value of the gravity. Therefore 4 will be our correct answer. So that's it for today. Have a nice day.